Okay, this should be working now. There we go. We can be heard. We still need to change that. That's not the settings I need. Okay, there we go. Gonna turn that volume down a bit. Actually, I'll do that in the game settings. There we go, that sounds a lot less disturbing on my end. Gonna make it Prince. I usually play on Warlord because I'm a scrub, but we're gonna play Prince to try and get some challenge out of this. Set game pace to quick. Ooh. Let's make it continents. I like continents. And I know who I'm going to be playing as because they are easily one of my favourite civs in this game. Where the fucking hell are you? There we go, Shoshone. I love these guys. Let's go.
Blessings be upon you, wise and fearsome Chief Pocatello, revered leader of the Shoshone people. As the young chieftain of the Shoshone, you rose to face a wave of encroaching American settlements across the western United States. Forced to defend the Shoshone ancestral lands from a seemingly endless stream of new immigrants, your war band struck fear into those who would claim the sacred lands of your people. After years of strife, you skillfully avoided a direct conflict with the armies of the U.S. government and negotiated a series of treaties in the hopes of establishing a lasting peace for the Shoshone. Most esteemed Pocatello, your people once again look to you for guidance. Will you conquer your enemies, driving them far from your lands? Or will you seek out peaceful diplomacy and trade? Will you build a civilization that stands the test of time?
Okay. So the Shoshone get this fantastic unit. They get this significantly less fantastic unit. I don't really care about horses anytime I'm playing. But the Pathfinder is an amazing unit. They are effectively a warrior with... Hang on. I need to set... This is a fresh install. I literally just installed this for today, so I need to... Oh, where's my interface options? Single player score list, I want that on. Don't want that. No, I don't want to do that. Oh no, oh, for crying out loud.
Blessings be upon you, wise and fearsome
Okay, at
Chief
least we hadn't done
Pocatello,
anything.
revered leader of the Shoshone people. As the young chieftain of the Shoshone, you rose to face a wave of encroaching American settlements across the western United States. Forced to defend the Shoshone ancestral lands from a seemingly endless stream of new immigrants, your war band struck fear into those who would claim the sacred lands of your people. After years of strife, you skillfully avoided a direct conflict with the armies of the U.S. government and negotiated a series of treaties in the hopes of establishing a lasting peace for the...
Okay, shut up. Okay, so we at least hadn't done anything. So we get to... Right. So yeah, I need to try and figure out... That's not what I want. There we go. Resource icons, yield icons, hex grid. There we go, we have my settings. Just give me a second. Okay. Right, first city. We got wine, we got cotton, we got fish, we got wheat. I actually think this is a pretty damn great place for a first city. Like, we have this little inlet here, so it's not like we're gonna get too badly hit from the water. So yeah, I like it there. And look at that! Oh, this is why I love the Shoshone. Double territory for the starting area. We've got Uluru up here. If we want to go religion, that's a massive boost early on. We have 4 wine here. We got this cotton. We got that wheat. We got that wheat up there at some point. So yeah, that's a pretty great start. Get into the Pathfinder out straight away. Like usually I build a scout straight away, but the Shoshone scout is the same as a warrior. Okay, what do I need to get this? Wine. Need the calendar, which is up here. So I'll do that for now. Okay, I have a feeling up here is just... yeah. Just like a archipelago. There's even more goddamn wine up there. You see there the boost that we've got just from that first. Oh, there's stone there. I think we got a pretty solid place to build a second city. But you see on the scoreboard just how much of a big boost that massive starting territory is. There we go, ruins. Jesus Christ, that was quick. They got Pantheon out on turn 4. That is ridiculously quick. But anyway. Another Shoshone benefit, we get to pick what we get from ruins. Don't know. It's basically culture, population, or a free technology. Right now, I kind of want to get a new tech, straight out.
The meat shall inherit the earth, but not its mineral rights.
That's going to help a lot later on. So yeah, got a lake there. I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to touch those barbarians because we've got that, and there is silk up here. So around about here is probably where we're going to put the next city. Yeah, there's this desert here that kind of fucks with it, but I think we've got wine, we've got the silk, there's stone there. If the starting territory goes right. Now we can start to see the cultural population. I think with the amount of territory we got straight out the bat, we want to get as high a population going early as we can. I'm assuming that's the player who founded the Pantheon.
Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what makest thou?
Okay, what do we want now? With our early population and a few other things, we're not going to need a warrior worker even until we get the calendar. So I'm thinking it's either monument to really blast through the early social policies, or a shrine if we want to think about religion. Given that a pantheon's already been founded, I think the monument is the better idea. And we got our second Pathfinder, who can start going down. Okay, so there's another Civ nearby, which is not good considering the sizable bounty we have on this in this area. This section down here kind of looks like it might be the edge of this continent, which would make me very happy if we've got all of this territory to work with. 3 ruins is basically the jackpot, because now I can have every one of those bonuses I want within like 10 turns. Oh, and there's more ruins. This is a fantastic start. Right. So I always feel like the Shoshone work best with tradition, because even with a small amount of cities, you can still get a ridiculous amount of territory. So we go in now. We are right down near the edges of the world. There's dyes up here. There's a lot of luxuries around this area. We basically have this entire section. Is that more? Goddamn by the fucking Jesus ruins. If we can get every single ruins bonus, I would be stunned, quite frankly. We can get another new tech.
He who destroyed...
And we got the library. That is fantastic. Because we are now going to rush the fuck out of the Great Library. Yeah, we're going to get even more population growth. And because those barbarians are starting to sniff around. Get up there. I mean, look at this, it's turn 12 and we have 4 citizens already. Granted game speed is set to quick, but even so.
So teach us to number our days, so that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
Good times. I don't necessarily know that I want to attack those guys. Although granted we don't have much of a choice in this situation. We at least have the defensive bonus of the hill. Oh, we got a new policy. Oligarchy is useless to us right now. Legalism, that would give us the monument for free. Aristocracy is something that is going to benefit us immediately with 15% production. Because we started the Great Library last turn and it's already down to 17 turns. Again, quick speed, but still. Right, what's next? Archery, I think we need to start looking at dealing with these barbarians. For that you kind of need archers to take out fortified units. I will say that last time I played on normal difficulty, I was already facing down a siege on my capital by this point. Stone there. kind of worthless to me. It's too far away from the city to be worked, but there we go. Heal instantly, get survivalism or +1 scouting. Scouting is easily the better option, because if you can get pathfinders and keep them alive later in the game when they're strong fighting units that have scouting abilities, they become fantastic. Right, they're gonna have to heal. I think I've basically explored everything I can right now. Like, I know this area is where I'm going to go next.
The haft of the arrow had been feathered with one of the eagle's own plumes. We often give our enemies the means of our own destruction.
Right, this lot need to get up there to defend that. But I will move this lot out of the way. That is the borders of another Civ. I was hoping we wouldn't run into them. We're going to get sailing, because I want to get a workboat to get these fish that we've got on our coast. We've got more fish here, we've got more fish here. And that's going to mean we don't have any food problems for a while. Shoshone get a 15% bonus to fighting in their territory. I don't know if that counts as fighting in our territory. New policy. Get legalism now, because it opens up these. Landed elite is good. Monarchy is good. Especially when we still only have one city. That barbarian is basically going the fuck down. Survivalism. And this definitely gets our... That definitely gets us our fighting in friendly territory bonus. There's no way we're not getting the Great Library at this point, given how quickly we got to it. still haven't quite decided how I'm going to win this game. It's like the obvious answer is... I don't think there is an obvious answer. Like, we're basically...
He who commands the sea has command of everything.
I feel like we're still without a pantheon, so we have no faith, so I don't think we're going to be in the religion game. We could, I suppose, raise a decent army and kind of just spread out from here and not found any other cities. So what I'm thinking right now is... like my usual way of going is science. Like if this was original Civ V, I would be almost certainly going for a culture victory, given that we could do that with a small amount of cities. But new Civ culture victories are tedious as all fuck. I think we're going to get animal husbandry, just so we can get onto those deer over there. Give me some ideas. How are we winning this? Jesus Christ, you guys still aren't finished. There we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, that wasn't a border, it was someone. There we go.
Nequanimottesuma, Emperorin Caino nas Ecas, Tlakin Tehuatlen, Titlatacatl.
Montezuma. I have had some battles with Montezuma in the past, and I'm not exactly fond of him. So we're going to get an archer to try and deal with this barbarian camp.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn.
Huh. That's interesting. That could actually get us in the religion game. Given how far we are away from everyone else, if we wanted to just build our own religion and get bonuses from it, that would be useful. I think I'm going to go culture though. It's not a significant boost, really. That was probably a mistake this late in the game. But right, so what can we do? We can get bronze working, get iron, which is probably what I'm going to do. We've revealed horses, so we should see if we got any of that near us. We don't. I think I want to get another city out up in this area, because then we have this thing in our territory, which is going to, again, get us back in the faith game. It all depends how quickly we can interest in tangling with him. Mostly I'm just trying to scout out the coastline to find out the size of what we've got. Let's fortify this. Jaguar's probably going to tangle with that warrior over there. Or the warrior's going to tangle with it. More barbarians, more bananas for some reason. That would be a good boost to gold, that would be a big boost to population growth. I think gold is a more pressing concern right now. Yeah, that barbarian wasn't coming near us. Bloody hell. We found Kilimanjaro as well. That's not going to be of any significance really.
Shikuinin tlenon dimitsilia, noso shikshikoinin tlenon mopanpanos.
I'll take your answer. Which means we get to see a city. 4 citizens, 12 defense. So he's slightly behind mine. Yes.
Here Hector entered, with a spear 11 cubits long in his hand. The bronze point gleamed in front of him, and was fastened to the shaft of the spear by a ring of gold.
Okay, there's a lot we can do here. We have iron. That is fantastic. We have a free tech. Also fantastic. That I am going to straight up go to iron.
Do not wait to strike till the iron is hot, but make it hot by striking. Welcome to the classical era.
We can potentially now get a massive boost in the military game just by... Right. There's now something to think about. We need the workboat to get that fish. We need an archer to take down that camp. We need a worker to get the iron. And we need a settler to get up to this territory up here. However, doing that means getting rid of the barbarians. So either way we want to do that. If we're going to go science, we want to get philosophy straight away. Starting to get this. Oh my god.
How happy are those whose walls already rise?
Okay, so it's basically decided now, just from what we've got, that we're going to be going science here. He's expanding that way. That's interesting. I do really need to get this settler out quickly, because otherwise he's going to start expanding into this area. And I want those bananas, I want those dyes, I want those horses. I'm not really concerned with horses for military purposes. So Montezuma really isn't expanding too much into this area, and this looks like the coastline on this side. So he's not exploring too much over here. I think if we wanted to take him, we could. Yeah, seriously, 2 city-states very close together, and very close to Montezuma, who he's just not dealing with. That archer can rest in fucking pieces. Can have our own archer in a few turns.
Aloha pumehana ho'omika I ia oe ke hoa. O wau o kamehameha, mo I o ke ialala ni moku.
Kamehameha. I like the guy, generally. I've had run-ins with him, but nothing too serious. We want to get back inside our territory. So we can heal up, if nothing else. We're apparently in Zurich's territory. Probably mark that better. I don't actually know where we met Polynesia, because oh, there we go. They have Jesus Christ. Okay, they have embarked spearmen going around. Just a minor issue, but nothing too difficult. Have an archer who can get a very early kill and probably... Okay, yeah. Right, so there's silver over here. That's another Civ. Let's see, can we purchase that workboat? We can, so we're going to do that, and we're going to start production on a settler, and then we absolutely have to get a worker out. Babylon.
Tapshima etemuata.
Apparently we get to move this again. Right, so we're going to skirt around his territory. These guys got another... They're getting survivors of 2, and... Right, there's our workboats. Okay, so the four civs we've met are all civs on the start, and yeah, Kamehameha is seriously starting to push into this area. Right, good times. Like I said, we're just kind of skirting around. That is another... When do we get the ability to move 3 spaces? Ormus. They want to get rid of that barbarian encampment. We don't have the tools to do it over here right now. I actually think I want to pull this spear, this warrior back. Yeah, I want to pull this Pathfinder back now because kind of done for what we can do there now. Okay, time to start taking down this encampment. How many turns left we got on this? 4 turns left on the settler. It's going to take a few turns to get up here. I think we want to put it here, here or here, somewhere around this area. We are using the Shoshone, as you can probably tell from this gigantic first city.
There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance.
Also because warrior scouts. Okay, yeah, it's time to bring this Pathfinder home. Right, what do we want next? military we don't really need. Everything in there is culture. Trapping, we have the circus. And we're going to go for the wheel. Just because we can get a water mill going in here. Open terrain around here, but everywhere else in this area tends to be rough. I don't want to go open because it's more relevant to what we're doing now. There we go. Oh shit. Go hassle the Jaguar, that works for me. To get a worker.
Wisdom and virtue are like the two wheels of a cart. If we want to go military and start kicking Montezuma's teeth in, mathematics is the way to go. If we want to go science, I would say construction is more important right now. Just because we could boost our production. I'm not going to go for trapping until it reaches like one turn left. Let's go construction.
around here has got that pantheon. Which leads me to question just exactly who the hell got that pantheon earlier. Hello, useless barbarian galley. Basically free experience buckets. You can heal them. Montezuma has now taken us over. Have to get landed elite. So we found here we'll get those horses, we'll probably get those dyes and those bananas. We're definitely going to get a Luru. And it's pretty likely we might get those bananas up there as well, depending on how the territory falls. Now that Montezuma's overtaken us, I'm starting to think it might be worth smashing his teeth in. Let's see what we get. We got those dyes, we got the bananas, we didn't get a lure for some reason. But that's easily fixed. Got a free monument in that city, so we don't have to worry about that. Gonna get the granary first. Any other time, any other Civ, that city would have been fine and wouldn't have triggered him yelling at us about going into his territory, but Shoshone territory boost. It probably doesn't help that we basically kicked his Jaguar out of the way. I'm gonna put these guys on alert, we don't really need them right now. Another Pantheon. But again, it's another city. Some distance away. There's not much a hand axe can really do. Tempted to get another worker. We could also use a caravan. Yeah, we got so much to get done around here that another worker is basically essential. I would like to go down and get that straight away. I think I should probably get these luxury, at least one of each of these luxuries. Well, there's the religion. But an unknown Civ V doesn't have concerns.
3 things are to be looked to in a building. That it stand on the right spot, that it be securely founded, that it be successfully executed.
And we are now in business. Look at all this stuff. 2 of these have gone, but we can start to get stuff from this. 10% faster growth rate is something I would love this early. Messenger of the Gods, I'd like. Sun God, that is definitely something we could use. The only question is, would it be a bigger boost than fertility rights? Let's look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 at some point, 5. We have 5 of each of those. So that'd be 5 plus 5 total food. Yeah, I'm actually going to go fertility rights because I think that will be better long term. Let's go optics. Since we're on the coast, we might as well get some of this stuff. That sugar there intrigues me. They're getting on business. What else to do there? Look at that. Look at that vision.
instrument to know if the moon shine at full or no.
Okay, that's done. Coast is clear, so we can get this. I think it's time to get mathematics. It's going to help us push our science forward at least. Is I think all the stuff there that I think we need right now. Let's get the granary now. There, you can get that wine into our system. We need to start power moving the faith if we want to get a religion. Since no one else on this island has a religion, and we have a big advantage with this thing.
Mathematics is the gate and key to the sciences.
Quick mode really makes like the really tedious early stuff go a lot faster. Right. We need to get engineering because we have our policy that says we get free aqueducts. We now have iron. It's time to get horses. Shrine. There is something of a standoff going over here. Colossus is probably something we should have thought about, given we're on the coast, but we had more pressing concerns. We want to start boosting back because we have so many tiles. Get these horses. is ridiculous. The Oracle. Great Lighthouse, Stonehenge. Stonehenge is what I'm looking at. Oracle would be fantastic, but winning doesn't hinge right now on our culture. Culture's nice, but we got enough of a boost to it early that I don't think we have to worry about it yet. There's two production there, 11.5 there. Yeah, they really have to start getting a shift on.
Instrumental or mechanical science is the noblest, and above all the others, the most useful.
Let's get this wine into our system so that we can start trading it. I'm actually quite happy with the two-city setup we've got here, because we have a lot of territory, we have a lot of luxuries. We don't really have a huge amount to worry about, at least not right now. Tradition is complete, we get free aqueducts.
Davshanar Samanim Garim.
Yeah, we'll take your MC. I want to get on good terms with them for when we need to start selling. Why the hell are you stopping? Get down to business.
Davshanar Samanim Garim.
Fuck yeah, I'll take that deal. $7 return for my wine. Silver, that's not going to happen. At least not right now. Pyramid's been built, we never had a chance to build those. Farms going to make growth in that city even more ridiculous. start building the shrine, and next turn we'll buy a light.
Shikuinin tlenon timitsilia, noso shikshiko inin tlenon mopanpanos. Shikuinin tlenon timitsilia, nos.
Okay, I mean, if you're willing to give me more. We won't shoot for that. We're gonna get Stonehenge. That's a huge faith boost. Thinking, is it worth going for the Great Wall? Not going huge on that. If we're gonna power run the faith, that's good, but I'm not convinced we need that yet. Let's get the Hanging Gardens, or at least go for them. Montezuma's in the medieval era.
When pieces of bronze or gold or iron break, the metalsmith welds them together again in the fire, and the bond is established. The voice of the people is the voice of God.
Okay, so Montezuma gets to the medieval era and we got there straight after him. So either he really sped through, we did take our time. Like, we got a lot of those. So unlike when we got to the classical era, we basically just went straight for optic, went straight for... Oh, can't even remember what it was that got us to the classical era. It was probably optics though. Trapping is still 2 turns. Physics would be our next big faith boost. The long swordsman is big. I'm gonna go physics because I think I've basically decided we're gonna be going. Get that wine.
Shikuinin tlenon timitsilia, noso shikshiko inin tlenon mopanpanos. Will
we are starting to fall behind. And that has timed very well. Okay. We're going to buy the library. That is a lot of Jaguars. He is spoiling for a fight. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of dudes. Okay, yeah, Montezuma is coming for a fight. We have our religion. So what symbol do we want? Let's take Shinto. Okay. This is worrying. We're going to upgrade them to a composite bowman. But seriously, we need...
Voglio una Nawalake. Otsegi.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 6 Jaguars and 3 archers.
Hey mai, e paida pu ka po el ka.
That works for me because I don't know where he's started. Holy shit, he's a long way away. And with a Pantheon no less. The last time I played on normal, this same kind of thing happened. I'm questioning whether... They're garrisoned in that city. Okay. He seems to be moving down to the capital though. Thing is, it's only 15 defense. If he goes to war with me and doesn't take me out. He has basically signed his own death warrant. Because I am going to go back at him and go back hard. Only one city has any kind of tourism going. There it is.
Shimikakon! Shimikakon! Shimikakon!
There we go. For some reason it won't let me buy swordsman. There we go. Okay, now we have a swordsman on the field, and the swordsman is basically going to try and cut through as many of his jaguars as possible. Tomoke is also going to start getting a swordsman out. He has the numbers, we have the power. We don't have enough iron to get another. We can only have 2 swordsmen, that's my problem. Another composite bowman will be useful. And we need to get that worker back in the city. And here's where he finds out why going to war with the Shoshone is such a bad idea. That 15% boost to combat in our own territory means that he has to attack with 2 units just to get on the level. Right, we're going to go down here. This worker is getting inside the city. So we'll try and heal up there. Pathfinder's going to go down there. start taking out these archers. I think he is starting to retreat, having realised exactly how big a mistake he made. But I'm building a catapult because not much the Pathfinder can really do right now. Trireme's going down. They can heal up since they're in our territory.
Measure what is measurable, and make measurable what is not so.
Okay, I think we can upgrade the trebuchet. Well, this isn't getting embarrassing for him at all. And that, everybody, is why you don't fuck with the Shoshone. Probably a good thing too, because he just got his own composite bowman out. So there is now no open borders, because that got cancelled when he went to war like an idiot. But look at how much that set him back. He was ahead of us just like 10 turns ago. One badly judged war and he is destroyed. We didn't really get anything out of that, but we also didn't really lose anything. But that was a completely... That was a fairly solid war for us. Anytime you can basically go up to the CPU and show them you are not to be fucked with, you have to consider that a win. Okay, our catapult automatically got upgraded to a trebuchet. That explains why it took so much longer to build it than I expected. Okay, now what do we need? We're going to get the National College, now that we have that option. And we're going to finish the workshop that we were building here. Actually, we were building something else down here, weren't we? Or whatever it was, I think it was the one that somebody else got. Yeah, we were building a swordsman here. Yeah, might as well put them over there. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these units now. I don't like deleting units really. I suppose we could go and deal with that barbarian camp up there. But if we wanted to, we could go around ruining Montezuma's day. He has some marble that would be quite nice. Although I'd probably just raise his cities and... I don't think he's going to come at me. I think in terms of... we haven't got much to worry about in terms of people coming at us for a war. Certainly not for a while. I'm going to set our workers to build automated, at least until I've got those. So when they're done with that, I can send them over here actually. You up here. We're insulated enough that we really don't need to worry about anyone coming and taking a swing. Right, now what? I think we're gonna go with commerce, just to get gold going. Actually, what can I buy with faith right now? Nothing. Right. We're just gonna set all our units to alert along his borders, just to give him some reminder of the...
E mai, e paira pu ka po e o kāua.
Yeah, okay. Basically nothing to do right now. I suppose we could start thinking about where we're going to put a third city. We haven't really... Yeah, thanks for that. Okay, great profit. We're going to get our enhancer belief. Get a second follower belief. Now when we chose this last time, we were basically knew we were going to be going into a war. Now we're not. Swords into plowshares is a good boost, because I don't think anyone's going to come take a swing at us again. This basically makes us even more impregnable. Yeah, that's probably a better idea for us right now. Because it increases our spread. Next great profit, we can really get to work on spreading this around.
Davshanak Samanim Garim.
These guys are basically bankrolling me right now. You're hugely lucky with how much. Okay, so we're a little bit behind on social policies. That's not as much of an issue as it used to be. The Oracle is still up for grabs. I can't understand why no one's taken that yet. Notre Dame, probably going to build down there. Up here we'll get a temple.
Shikuinin tlenon timitsilia, noso shikshikoinin tlenon mopan panos.
We're not taking his embassy again. Next turn those workers will be done and we can start doing other improvements.
John Henry said to his captain, "A man ain't nothing but a man. And before I'll let your skinny boy beat me down, I'll die with a hammer in my hand."
Scientist. +8 science or 200 science right off the bat. I generally like having an academy for every city, and it would give us something to do with these desert tiles down here. We'll probably afford to purchase that workshop, can't we? Not yet. We'll start building Notre Dame anyway, and next turn we'll be able to buy it. Not too fussed about that.
Even brute beasts and wandering birds do not fall into the same traps or nets twice.
Make sure that's always worked. Basically we can now just go through mopping up a bunch of these techs. Probably shouldn't have done that if I wanted the workshop. Oh well. Currently using more iron than you actually have. No, we're not. We have 2 iron, we're using 2 iron.
A horse! My kingdom for a horse! What is drama but life with the dull bits cut out?
Okay. I am gonna go have lunch. So we'll leave it there for now. And I'll be back.